Hi guys, today I'm here with my long overdue skincare routine coming to you from obviously not my bathroom, maybe someday. I'm in a much nicer space just for you because my bathroom is a dungeon and I should not be filming skincare routines in there. So really excited to be showing you these products today and this routine. I really love all of these products separately and I love them all together, and they are all drugstore. I wanted to focus in on drugstore products because not only are they more affordable and more readily available, but they are still very effective. And these are all products that I pulled off of my vanity for this video. It wasn't like a let me try and gather some drugstore products and put them all in a routine. These are all things that I really love and absolutely recommend to you. So I am super excited that this video is sponsored by and in partnership with CeraVe. I am sure you are familiar with this brand. They make some absolutely beautiful products. Today specifically we are, it's backwards. Today specifically we are focusing in on the SA cleanser. So this is their salicylic acid cleanser. It is fragrance free, it is non-irritating, there are no parabens in there, and it is a really great option if you are looking to incorporate acids into your routine and you're not looking to do any particular treatments, or if you have a little bit more of a sensitive skin type, or if it tends to get more irritated, or this is just a really easy way to add it into your routine. So we will get into this momentarily, but one of my main takeaways from today's video, of course, as whenever I talk about any skincare, is to remove your makeup before you actually cleanse your skin, because you want to actually clean the skin, not just remove the makeup, if that makes sense. And especially if you're reaching for something like this cleanser that has an active ingredient in there, you really want this to be able to penetrate and get at your skin, as opposed to removing your makeup, because it does remove your makeup, but I would rather clean my skin first, or sorry, remove my makeup first, then follow up by cleaning my skin. So let's start there. So the first product I'm going to use is from Physicians Formula. This is their Perfect Matcha 3-in-1 Cleansing Melting Cleansing Balm, and I really over the past probably year and a half, I've gotten really into cleansing balms, cleansing oils. I just love the satisfaction of rubbing a balm on your dry skin, and it does a really good job not only removing my face makeup, but my eye makeup, any lipstick. And although this is a balm texture, I don't find this to be oily on my skin. It doesn't leave any residue, and I am going to follow up with my cleanser anyway, so that's not a huge concern of mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take some water and put it in my hands, kind of rub this off my face. You can also use like a muslin cloth, I believe they're called, but I generally just use my hands and some water instead of dirtying up a cloth. But hold on one second. So now that my makeup has been removed, it is time to move on to my actual cleanser. And like I said, I'm gonna be using the CeraVe SA cleanser, and this is formulated with salicylic acid. This acts as a really great exfoliant, even though it is a cleanser, which is always something I kind of had a misconception about. But when it comes to something like a salicylic acid, I did a little research on this and correct me if I'm wrong, but salicylic acid is oil soluble over a water soluble. So the difference is this isn't going to be broken down by water. It's going to get deeper in your skin. Salicylic acid gets deeper in your skin than something like a glycolic acid to get into the actual sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands, which are the some of the glands that produce oil in your skin. So it does a better job exfoliating, and it's going to get a little bit deeper as opposed to just sitting on your skin. If you're kind of wondering, you know, is an active ingredient in a cleanser effective? Salicylic acid in this case absolutely is. So it's going to be non-irritating because it's fragrance free, it doesn't have microbeads in there, and you don't need to be scared of acids. I know for me, when I first started dabbling in acids, I was really intimidated by it, but this is a perfect way to introduce them into your routine. It's really going to depend on your skin how you want to make it work. For me, I'll generally avoid something like a glycolic acid or something a little bit stronger after I use this, but something like a hyaluronic acid, I will absolutely be incorporating that into my routine shortly. So just be careful with what you're doing, but at the same time, don't be overly intimidated, and you know best about what your skin likes. So for me, I have had absolutely no irritation from this. It doesn't make your skin peel, it does not burn, nothing like that. So I'm gonna stop talking. I wanted to say all that before I started rubbing it into my face. And even if you're not oily, this is a non-drying formula. It is good for, I would say, the majority of skin types. I don't find it drying at all, and I just use my hands when I wash my face. I don't even own washcloths in my house. Am I crazy? Is that weird? But yeah, I've really been enjoying this cleanser, I've got to say. Super impressed. And the nice thing about this as well is you can use it on your body. So if you're looking to smooth any skin on your body, it is a super versatile formula to be used on both face and body, which I normally would never use something that I use on my body, on my face, but it can be done here today, so this is cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this off and we will move into my toner. Before we move into toner, I also wanted to mention if you have a drier skin type where you're just not looking for anything to kind of smooth the skin, they also have a hydrating cleanser, which is kind of for more dry skin types, and then they have the foaming cleanser, which is more for like normal to oily. So there are other options, which I feel like I've heard so much about the foaming cleanser before, so I'll have to try that. But for my toner today, I'm going to be using the Pixi Rose Tonic. This is the Rose and Elderflower Nourishing Toner. So this is meant to be used AM and PM. It is alcohol-free, rich in nutrients to balance the pH of your skin, which is one of the major things that a toner does. For a long time, I literally just thought toner was for like taking off the makeup that didn't get removed by a cleanser, especially when I wasn't double cleansing, but not the case. So this is really, really nice. I know they do have a toner that has glycolic acid in it, but that one, I don't know how I feel about that. I like the rose one better, and after I use salicylic acid, I wouldn't follow up with this one. So this one is just really nice and soothing. If you have redness on your skin, it's really, really nice. And it has a great, nice, light rose scent, but nothing that is overpowering. And my skin isn't particularly sensitive to scents, but I found it kind of sensitive to the glycolic toner, so I need to keep testing that out. But I have really been enjoying this toner. And what I should say, okay, let me slow down here. I'll talk while I apply. The next thing I'm going to use is the L'Oreal Revitalift 1.5% pure hyaluronic acid. So again, I would say of all the acids, hyaluronic acid is like the least intimidating because it's super hydrating, it's super, super light, and I would recommend it to anybody. So I really like this one. It has a nice high concentration of the hyaluronic acid in there. It's also fragrance-free and dye-free. So this one, as you can see, I've used like half of it up. But what I will say is I get questions sometimes about the oh my god. What happened? Door blew open. Okay, we are back. Crisis slightly averted. It's a gorgeous older house, but older houses come with problems like that. So what I was getting at, I believe, was the order that your products should be applied. So you start by removing your makeup and then cleanse after that. That's called a double cleanse. Then you want to move on from your lightest to your heaviest products. That's how I do it. Of course, everybody is different, and it's really going to depend on the individual products in your regimen and how much time you have and how many products you're using. Like sometimes I'll just mix a bunch of things together and put it on my face. Other times, like tonight, I will take the time to do the steps individually. Of course, bring the products down your neck as well, any of the hydrating stuff. But yeah, so I like to go cleanser, toner or essence, then my serum, then my moisturizer, then my oil. And I'll put on my eye cream as well in there too. And in the daytime, instead of an oil, it would be my SPF, of course. And then I move on to makeup. But sometimes I'll mix, a lot of the time in the evenings, actually, I'll just mix my oil into my moisturizer. So now that my serum has been applied, your serum is gonna get a little bit deeper in your skin than something like a moisturizer. So that's why it's important, I feel like, to use both. Of course, use like whatever steps that you feel are important, but I really, really feel like what I'm doing tonight is kind of like the basics, but I'm a YouTuber, so obviously more excessive than necessary sometimes. So next I'm using this night cream. This is from Garnier. So this is their Ultra Lift Miracle Sleeping Cream. So this again contains hyaluronic acid, and it's a really nice, it's a little bit of a thicker cream, but I tend to go a little bit thicker in the evening, or in the daytime if I'm not wearing any makeup. And I've talked about this before, but it is really, really important to hydrate oily skin. It's made a really big difference in the look of my skin, because even though my skin was oily and like shiny, it was still kind of dull in a way. So I found that hydrating my skin is really, really important. It's made my skin less oily, although I don't want to get rid of my oils completely, because oily skin people stay looking younger longer. So I want to keep some of my skin oily, but I also don't want my makeup to melt off during the day either, so it's a balance. Up next, this is a newer brand, and this is the Inky List Caffeine Eye Cream. So I really, really like this one. It's super lightweight. This is one I like for the daytime too. And this formula is made to help with darkness, fine lines, kind of the two main concerns of eye cream. And I try to be mindful to bring it up here too, where those crow's feet are trying to land. Hopefully no time soon, but I am starting to see changes in my face. It's very interesting. I've always been, I feel like, blessed with looking pretty young, but when I was a kid, when I was like 12, 14, people always thought I was an adult. Like I've kind of looked the same ever since I was like probably 13. I don't know. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. But just gonna pat this eye cream here. I don't know, when do you think is the best time to apply an eye cream? Because I'm gonna do an oil next, and I feel like after, I try to avoid the oil in my eye area, but I don't know, I feel like this is the better way to do it, but I'm not sure. For my oil, and again, I started incorporating oils into my routine about 1.5 years ago, and I was blown away by the results. I never ever thought that oils on oily skin were a thing, but this is the Indeed Labs Squalane Facial Oil. This is sugarcane derived because some squalane can be an animal product, I believe. And like I said, a lot of the time I just mix this in with my moisturizer, but this is really good to plump and hydrate the skin, helps with cell turnover. So again, it's going to help with evening your skin tone a little bit, hydrating for sure, and it's not super oily. I kind of put it on a lot there. I wasn't really paying attention, but this is really, really beautiful. I really did see a difference when I started incorporating this into my routine, and it's a good price as well. Actually, I was at Shoppers today and I saw a bunch of these products that I'm using. A lot of them were on sale actually. I love when you walk down the aisle and it's like, it has all those red tags everywhere. You can also order online too if you're looking to pick these up and you don't feel like going in store. I'm definitely an online shopper. I'm bringing this down my neck. I just love the look of like an oily face at night. Now lastly, because this is a drugstore skincare routine, I can't whip out the lip mask that I generally use every night, and I think most of us know what that is, but I did want to give you a great drugstore alternative. This one is from Burt's Bees. It is their overnight intensive lip treatment. So this is really, really nice. It's a little bit more balmy, I would say, than the other one that I use, but still a really great option. I cannot go to sleep without something on my lips. And I also kind of bring it just all over my mouth because I feel like you can get wrinkles around your lips and that area can be a little bit forgotten. So I just kind of bring it around my lips too. I don't know if I really should be doing that, but that is what I do. So here is the finished look / finished oil up greasy face. Experiment with your skincare, try some new things. For me, I've had so much fun experimenting with skincare over the past 2 years. I've gotten so into it. Like, I still love makeup, but skincare, I don't know, there's something to it. I love a good nighttime routine. These are all products I believe, if you have oily skin during the day, I might not use that Garnier one during the day, but otherwise these are all products you could use during the day, or the oil. But just sub it in for a little bit of a lighter moisturizer and an SPF, of course. Wear your SPF every single day. But if you would like to check out the CeraVe SA Cleanser or any of their other products, they have tons and tons of different products if you have a more sensitive skin type, or if you are just looking to target a specific concern. They have some really, really great products, really good price as well, and super available. So I will link to them down below. I am definitely loving to incorporate this cleanser into my routine. I have seen great results. It is non-irritating, non-drying. It's actually doing what it says it's gonna do, and it is a great price, so you can't beat it. So I will link to it down below, but if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!